Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Flash for August 25th, 2023. I'm Greg Osborne with the Cradle Liberty Council. Took a bit of a break doing the Friday Flashes over the summer, but we're going to get back to a regular schedule now that the scouting year is heating up. And we're going to be doing these probably twice a month, just about every other week, with the purpose of providing you with some timely and hopefully brief information about some things going on in the scouting world. So today we're going to talk about the new national BSA fee structure. And annually, the National Organization of the Boy Scouts of America, the BSA, charges its members a registration fee to cover essential services to units and to local councils, including general liability insurance protections for approved scouting activities, enhanced criminal background checks for all adults, youth protection and other training programs, constantly updating and improving those, and intellectual property, just program resources and other things that we all get from the national organization to be able to run quality scouting programs and to be able to do it in a safe manner as well. It is important to note that these membership fees do not support the local councils. So these fees do not come here to the Cradle Liberty Council. We when we do receive these over the counter, or if we're getting paper applications, which we're talk about here in a minute, we're trying to get away from paper applications. But if we get those applications in, you might make the check out to the Cradle Liberty Council, but those fees don't stay here. They go to provide for precisely what I just talked about in terms of general liability insurance protections and program development and all those things. But they do not support the local council. So we'll talk a little bit here at the end about any additional council fees or some other ways that you can support the council so we can actually avoid having to charge, like many councils do, an additional program fee on top of these new national fees. So to give you an idea here about the new fees, and this is effective August 1st, so we're a couple of weeks in at this point. But since August 1st, the fee for new members or for all youth members in Cub Scouts, Scouts BSA, Venturing, or Sea Scouts, so all participants in kindergarten through age 20 in those programs, is $80 a year. And that's a $5 increase. Last year it was $75 a year, or prior to August 1st it was. All new members, so anybody who hasn't been a part of a BSA program before, who's joining a Cub Scout pack, a Scouts BSA troop, a Venturing crew, or a Sea Scout ship, also pay an additional $25 one-time fee, and that's a new member fee. That fee does not apply to adult volunteers. It doesn't apply to exploring youth or volunteers, or anybody that was previously registered in a BSA program, or any members who are transferring from one program to another. So if you're registering, you're going from a Cub Scout pack and you're bridging over into a Scouts troop, you don't need to pay that $25 fee. And that fee has remained the same as it was previously. A $5 increase for all exploring youth and adults. So that fee was $45. Effective August 1st, it is now $50. Fee for all new adults joining since August 1st is now $60 a year, and that's a $15 increase. That's for all adult volunteers in unit or non-unit programs. Obviously, it's not for exploring volunteers because that's the $50 fee. That's the same for participants and exploring adults. But for adult volunteers in Cub Scouts, Scouts BSA, Venturing, Sea Scouts, that's $60 a year, effective August 1st. Volunteers with multiple positions. I know nobody has multiple positions in scouting, but it's all sarcasm. But you only pay that national registration fee once. So if you're an assistant scoutmaster, but you're also registered as a unit commissioner or on the district committee, you don't need to pay that fee twice. You only pay the fee once, and you can register in multiple different volunteer positions. One fee, and one fee that's brand new this year is a $25 fee for merit badge counselors. This fee is only for merit badge counselors who aren't already registered in a unit position. And by and large, most of our merit badge counselors, at least in the Career Liberty Council, are already registered as an adult volunteer. So you don't need to pay that additional $25. It's only for folks who are just serving as merit badge counselors. And the reason for the increase in adult fees and also this addition of the merit badge counselor fee is the National Council runs everybody through a criminal background check. So this is independent of what we have to do here in Pennsylvania for clearances. This is on top of that, and this happens no matter what state you're in. As long as you're joining the BSA, the BSA is gonna run you through volunteer screening, and you're going to get a criminal background check. And the cost for that, like many things, has gone up. And also just the cost of general liability insurance protection in general has gone up as well. So that's part of the reason for the increase and the addition of this merit badge counselor fee as well. A few other additional fees, the unit charter fee, which is just a one-time per year fee per unit, is $100. That's remained the same. So that's for all new and rechartering units, $100 a year. Not per member, just per unit, $100 per unit. And $15 per year for a Scout Life subscription for members, and that fee has not increased. That fee has remained the same in this new round of increases. So those are the fees. One of the biggest changes that's happening is there's no more proration. So previously, if you had joined in July, for instance, not that there's a whole bunch of folks join in July, but if you did, the fee for new members would be prorated from what it was at $75 down to $37.50. And you can kind of see the bingo chart on the screen there. It's a little bit complicated. And so good news is that's going away, and we're going to go to a 12-month cycle. So this is just for anybody who's joined since August 1st. Any existing members prior to that, your renewals this year are going to take place just like they always have. And you're going to be doing, when you do the online rechartering, you're going to go in, and that's how your unit is going to renew members for next year. So that process will stay the same, at least through the beginning of the year. Any new members that have joined since August 1st, when you go to do your charter renewal, they're going to show up as they have in the past, if you've been using online registration, as prepaid. So you're not going to have to repay that registration fee. That'll be in the system, and as they were already paid, you're just going to be renewing your existing members prior to August 1st, which is the majority of the folks you're going to be renewing. Although we do expect to recruit about 2,500 to 3,000 new kids just here in the 3 counties served by the Career Liberty Council. So all those new members since August 1st will now be on a 12-month cycle. And 60 days prior to that 12 months ending, they're going to get an email, or their parent guardian is going to get an email with a link for them to be able to renew. And that'll happen 60 days prior to what they're calling the anniversary date of joining. And the anniversary date for members who were already with us prior to August 1st, that's going to be the end of your current charter cycle going forward. But it sounds a lot more complicated than it really is. It's actually pretty ingenious, and a lot less. I think you'll find a lot less complicated as you go through it. There's still going to be some unknowns. Unit leaders will be able to check to see the status of the registrations for members in their unit through My.Scouting, which you should be managing your unit through now, and it'll show when they're going to expire and if they've paid or not. And you're also going to have the option as a unit of paying for those renewals, just like you do right now for charter renewal. So you can turn that on. So if your unit is covering the fees for that because the boys or girls in your unit have gone out and done a popcorn sale and raised all the money they need to cover the registration fees and any local unit dues to be able to just register or go to summer camp or do all those activities, however you have that budget set up, you'll have the ability to go in and pay those renewal fees. So when that new member gets that email 60 days prior to their cycle, you'll be able to go and actually pay that fee. So the earliest that's going to happen is going to be, I guess, June of 2024. So we get a little bit of time to kind of figure out and get a feel for it. So there's no need to freak out right now. A lot of folks are saying, well, it's going to be a lot more work. Everybody's going to be expiring in a different month. And I don't really think it's going to be that complicated, and you'll be able to manage it on the unit side. But at the end of the day, it's really on the onus of the member to be able to renew their registration. And if your unit already has the fundraising plan in place and pays for those fees, well, you can set it up so it'll do it automatically. So we'll be able to give you some more details about that as we go forward, but that option will be there. The other thing to keep in mind here is these fees that we just talked about are not inclusive of any local council fees. But here in the Creative Liberty Council, we don't really have a whole lot of extra council fees. We have been charging a whopping $3 per member, whether they're youth or adult, to cover the accident and sickness insurance that we have for every member. And had usually been charged at the time of recharter, so at the end of the year when the unit would renew all the fees. Our plan was to charge that $3 now when anybody registers since August 1st. However, we can't do that because the national system won't let us put in a fee below $6. So right now, for all new members, there's no council fees whatsoever. We're going to keep that fee grandfathered in for charter renewal this year for $3. That'll be for the 2024 year. But for all new members starting at the beginning of next year, we're probably going to have to at least go up to the minimum that we can charge for that. But again, all these fees, even if you include some council fees, it's still a bargain in terms of the value that you get out of scouting. And I know that local units will charge dues on top of that to help provide for trips and other resources and program supplies they're doing. But even with that, and when you compare it to a lot of other programs, there's a lot of value there. And also, a couple of things to understand too is if a unit's having a hard time doing fundraising or being able to afford the fees, our folks will work with them to make sure that we can put together a good budget for you, a fundraising plan. And in those cases where you can't make ends meet, we'll work with you to help on that. But part of the value in scouting is for youth to help learn how to earn their own way. And there's a lot of, whether it's a council fundraiser or a fundraiser that you have that's approved for your local unit, there's a lot of best practices out there and a lot of units in all areas around the council that are making it work and are successful at that. So if you're having challenges with that, just reach out to us and we'll help you through that. But we don't want that. We don't want economics to be a barrier to any youth or family to be able to join scouting. And even with increased fees and everything is going up, as far as we're concerned, it's still a good value. There's other councils out there that charge a program fee, and the national organization will let council charge a program fee up to, but not to exceed, the national registration fee. So the council could charge an additional $80 per member. Right now, we're not doing that, and we don't plan on doing that. But the only reason that we're able to not do that is because we need to have a strong annual campaign. And we need our families and community supporters to be able to support us at whatever level is comfortable to them, not a level that we set, but whatever level is comfortable to you. We would encourage you to participate in the annual campaign so we can keep council fees low and not have to charge a program fee. And you can do that at colbsa.org/give. And again, you can be a monthly recurring member. You can do $15 a month, or you can just give a one-time gift. And one-time gift of any amount will go a long way to really make sure that we can keep not only the resources that we get from the National Council to be able to provide scouting, but those local council resources that we provide with summer camps and facilities, additional training, summer camps, all those things, trying to keep those affordable. Annual campaign is a big part of how we're able to do that, along with other fundraising events and other funding that we get. But annual campaign is very important. So I encourage you to don't lose sight of that as we go through this, and please consider making a gift. The other thing that I'll just mention is for the units that have been using online registration, you're not going to, all of these changes that you've heard about, you're going to be pretty used to them because you've been using that system, and that system has been set up much how like everything is going to work here. So if you're not using online registration, use that. We'll have a chance here to show you how to sign up for the email digest. In that email digest for this will be a link to go to the online registration page so you can learn all about it, to be able to set that up. So when folks go to beascout.org, they can just apply right online. And this is youth and adult now, can apply right online, and it'll make this whole process and this new registration much easier. All right. So that's it for today. This will be available on our Facebook and other social media channels. You can scan that QR code on your screen to sign up for the Friday Flash email digest. We're not going to, we don't subscribe to people to that. You have to subscribe in order to get it, but we'll also post it on our social media channels. That'll have the link to today's video, plus all of a whole slew of other links to resources and other things coming up in the council. Scouting's getting is heating up here. Everybody's getting out of summer vacations here, school starting again. A lot of things are all starting at once, whether it's sports or band or scouting. This is a big recruitment season for us as the school year begins. So we'll put a bunch of links in there for some resources we have for recruitment coming up. And don't forget to submit your recruitment dates. We'll advertise for you on social media for free. And we have some other resources out there as well. And as always, reach out to your unit commissioner, member of the staff, call our fantastic support team here at the office, or email helpdesk@colbsa.org, and we'll be able to help you out. But thanks for all you do for scouting. Appreciate your time, and reach out if you need anything. Thanks.